Hello guys, and welcome to another ProfileTree YouTube video. So today we're going to go through how much does Wix cost. So it's just basically, this video is just going to give a rundown on a website build, and then after that, what would you do on the in terms of publishing the actual website itself, and then looking for a domain, and then lastly just looking for a pricing plan along with just the other add-ons that you can put on. And we'll also go through the Wix logo maker, as there is a payment option there as well when getting a logo. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So right in front of us, we've just got some of our sites that we've created, but I'm going to go ahead and open up a new page and just show you what it would be from scratch. So when you're creating a new site, you'll get two choices for platform, and this is very, very important, especially when you're starting off. So with Wix, you've got Wix Editor or the ADI, and there's their new one, which is the Editor X. Now, the reason why I said that it's pretty much important that you decide on what you want is that there is such a big price difference between the two. And you also need to consider as well on what site you'll be building, either be it an e-commerce site or a non-e-commerce site. There's also a different, pretty much a jump to the pricing points between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one. For the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and select the Wix. So we'll wait for the next screen to load. And so dependent on whether it's a non-e-commerce site or an e-commerce site, you have to be prepared for the jump of the price. If it is a non-e-commerce site, I think it's roughly around £4 or around $6, something around there, that price range. And then if you are purchasing a e-commerce site, it will be double or I think triple the price, but we'll have a look at the pricing plans later on. So for the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and select on a blog, and we'll go ahead and click next. So okay, so of course this is where you'll name your website. For the meantime, I've just named it that, and this is the area as well where you can add some add-ons for these are all in the Wix market, the Wix app marketplace, and then you could just add them in, and thankfully they're all free as well. So that's what's great about using Wix. But for the meantime, we'll skip this. Okay, so you'll be asked again whether you want to choose Editor X, ADI, or the Wix editor. But I want to focus more onto the Wix editor first, and then I'll show you Wix Editor X. ADI and the Wix Editor, they both have the same pricing plans, so we don't really have to necessarily worry about the ADI. Check out our other YouTube videos where we talk in depth of the artificial design intelligence. We'll not be covering it today since it's been covered. So yes, we'll go on to the Wix Editor here. So we'll just open that up. Okay, so it'll ask you here whether you want to pick the website template you want. So there's a list of different ones there to choose from. As you can see, there's business and services, where it's consulting and coaching, all the automotive cars, pets and animals. Say if we click on one per se, and you're building your website based on this, anything to do with auto parts or mechanicing, or you want to promote that business, it's all here. You can choose to pick the template if you want. And some of these will be e-commerce sites by the likes of this one. So if we go ahead and view this one, anything to do with the basket is off the bat, it is something to do with an e-commerce site. So it's saying that my cart is empty, which makes sense. If I go ahead and shop for parts, let's see here, add that to cart. So this is primarily going to be an expensive, well, not expensive website, but it is at a higher cost than the non-e-commerce site. So if we go back and we choose a website that doesn't have an e-commerce site, this is what you're paying cheaply for, unless you want to provide a service. So if you want to build an e-commerce site but not provide that e-commerce sort of aspect, you can provide a service with physical payments instead of online payments. So therefore, you don't have to pay the pricing plans that they're showing you. So we'll check it out and we'll see here. So this is the sort of plan that they've got going on. It looks to be that this is an e-commerce site by the looks of it. It was just hiding in plain sight there. But there's two examples. Here we've got a vintage car garage one. And this seems to be just a login one, hopefully. We'll have a look. Yep, so this is pretty much a promotional, just, more about the business itself rather than being an e-commerce site. And this will be at a cheaper range. Okay, so now that we've looked at this, we'll go ahead and jump straight into the pricing plans. So I'll go ahead and let's see, we'll see if we could use a template. And so there's a list of different options there, as I've said. So it's all dependent on you. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so there's a couple of options there. We'll do something a little bit different that we've not done before. Let's have a look at the farming and gardening one. Now, we want to try to get one for a e-com, we'll do a non-e-commerce site first. Let's do this one. Let's just have a look at this one first. Okay, so it's a fairly modern website by the looks of it as well. A nice light box there to show. Okay, so the likes of this one, this is more of a standard, regular website. Now, it's not a blog by all means. It looks like it's just a promotional for Sand Garden. So it's just more of like an experience sort of page. So we'll use this template. We'll just have a look at it. So this hopefully gets you to decide on what you want. You don't have to pick any of the options here. You do have the option as well. So while that loads, you do have the option as well to build your site on a blank template. And just dependent on how you want to build it. And with the options that you put in it through the Wix marketplace, that all depends on the pricing plan as well. So we'll go ahead and look at this here. Okay, wait for that to load. Okay, so now that that's loaded, let's see here. So we'll check out the site here, and we'll actually just save that because it's going to ask us to save that. So if you want to go ahead and we'll go into the dashboard itself. So we'll take a look at this here. Okay, so to check the pricing, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and connect a custom domain. So the site name is Sand Garden. So let's see if we can find something to do with Sand Garden. This is very important as well. This adds to the factor of how much you'll be paying per annum or per month. Okay, let's see. Maybe if there's Sand Garden info. Okay, we'll take that. So, if you're building a website, you will always get a free domain voucher. So that's only for 1 year. That's what includes with the plan. What you could do as well, if you wanted to, you can go ahead and buy that, but I don't recommend that. I highly recommend that you go for the first year first, so you're paying less for the actual website itself. Because what we need to do here, so we're paying, if you're paying for the free domain, the domain isn't too expensive, thankfully, but it does add to cost, so we have to take that into consideration. So It's saying it's an e-commerce website, okay, but we all know that it isn't. So we've got a weekend market. Let's have a look at this. Just double check that this isn't a e-commerce website. Okay, so it's not an e-commerce website. So we've got no basket. We don't have anything to pay for. So instead of paying for a business and e-commerce plan, which this is a business, but what we could choose instead is the website plan. And as you can see straight away, it is far cheaper than the business and e-commerce plan. So this part here accepts online payments with a business premium plan. So that's with this one. This one here is upgrade. It's just to actually get this one on its feet, pretty much. So the most basic one, if you do want ads, it's the Wix ads one here, and that's just connect domain. Most basic. So that'll have like built using Wix or something like that, just along the right side, or any sort of advertisement for Wix. Now, what's included in that plan is they have a custom domain. Okay, but the only problem with paying for this one is that I'll have to pay for this plan here, which I'll show you. So I would have to pay for a 1 year. So just say it'll be £12.70 per year, or £11.98 per year, or per 2 years, or for 3 years it's £33.65. So I'll not actually be paying the price for this. So if it'll be £4 per month, so £4 per month, that equates to £48, and then you would have to consider this as well. So that'll be £81 just to get your website published for the entire year. So there's of course other options as well, which is the combo, and this is for personal use. So this is £7.50 a month. So it's not really necessarily for personal use. It will still be a live website, regardless, since you will have a domain. And as you can see, the difference on this one between the Connect domain is that you have a 1 year free domain. So that works out to be £7.50 per month. So that is slightly dearer than this one, of course, and that comes up to a total of £90 per month. So in comparison between these two, it's about so trying to do some math here. Let's just see. So £7.50 by 12, that's £90, and then so roughly, I think so 42 is the difference between these two. So it's still a big jump. So £42, but the thing about this is that you will be getting no ads on this one. So that's one good thing about this. And then you'll also have that free domain, as I said. And if you think about it as well, with the difference between these two, it's only about a tenner difference. And you're also getting that for free, and you're removing the ads. And on top of that, you're getting bandwidth, so an extra gigabyte of that, with storage space, which is a big jump by the looks of it. So that's 500 MB, and this is 3 gig. And you're also getting video hours, which this one doesn't have. Lead capture forms, which this also doesn't have. And fields per form. So as you go onto it as well, as you go up into the plan, here's one here for unlimited. And as you can see, that's a big step up from the combo, which is bandwidth of unlimited, 10 gig of storage, video hours is an hour. You've got lead capture forms for 10, and then field capture forms for 20. So you get the point there, pretty much, that each plan, of course, gets better. And That's the good thing about this VIP. I suppose you get a priority customer care. So if you do run into let's just say a major issue within the website, then you can go ahead and get first priority. So now we've looked at the website plans. We'll go ahead and check out the business and e-commerce. So this one is mainly to do with online payments. Of course, if you have PayPal, you've got bank, or I think anything to do with the check, I think you could get away with the website plan. But if it is an e-commerce website or a business site, you would have to go for a plan around here. So you've got Business Basic, which has everything you need pretty much, just not the customized reports. So I think that's the only difference between these two really, and just the amount of storage, video hours, lead capture forms, and field capture forms. So it does say that this is the most popular, but if your site isn't really that big and you're not really needing to use any video hours, then consider using the Business Basic instead of the Unlimited. Of course, again, that domain's for free for a year. So if it's £15 per month, you'd only be paying around 180 for that entire year. Now, going on, of course, that goes up into the scale. You've got a enterprise plan, and an enterprise plan would mean it's just you would have to call them and just see if you could work with them with that one. But these are the two areas that you would have to focus on. It's just when setting up your website. So say you're happy enough with the plan. Okay, I'm going to choose this. You'll be given a cycle. So this works the same way as if anybody here has car insurance, just say that's pretty much it there. That's how much you're going to be paying yearly. Or you can choose, instead of paying the per annum, you can pay every 2 years or 3 years. Or if you want to just try it out, try it out for a little bit. Say you want to do like a 14-day trial run, but you're going to have to pay, of course. You could do the £23 per month. So of course £23 per month, and then that works out to be about $276. Instead, of course, with the £20 a month, and then that will be coming in around $240. So as it even states there on how much you'll be saving. So we'll do the yearly, right? Once you're happy enough, if you are lucky as well, you will get times where they're doing a promotion or discounts. So they could be ones that you could be going for as well. So try to grip on that if you can. But of course, it's pretty much, you wouldn't know when it's coming for when they'll have or give promo codes. So the overall purchase for that one is $240. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about my domain. So once you're ready and all, you can go ahead and submit purchase. So that pretty much just sums up the plan for the Wix editor or the ADI. They're practically the same there. I'm going to show you now the big jump from here onto the Editor X. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so same thing as last time. We'll just be going through the Editor X. So it'll ask us what platform we want to use. We're going to go ahead and click on Editor X. And then we'll just go through this. So we'll go ahead and pick on one. So you can go for a blank canvas if you want, but just to keep in line with the beauty stuff, we'll go ahead and view this just to have a look at it. Okay, so it's got a hamburger menu here for their menu. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at it. Okay, so that's a pretty cool way to do a site. Let's go down a little bit. So shop with us, skin, care, body, makeup. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and edit that template. It's a nice e-commerce site as well. So this is the load up screen you'll be getting. As you can see, it's far different than the normal editor. So we'll just wait for this to load. So while that's loading, what we want to do is look through the site, just see the different like e-commerce stuffs there are on there, and primarily look at the pricing plans. And then once we've looked at the Editor X, I'm going to show you some of the plugins that they've got. Well, quote unquote a plugin, which is the Wix Logo Maker. And from the Wix Logo Maker, I'll give you a rundown on some of the pricing plans that they have as well. So this is what the site will look like. As you can see, we've got 3 different options now. So a desktop, tablet, and a mobile version. So we can go through the different areas just to see how they will fit in line of the actual site. So now, looking through, you could add some elements as per usual. What I want to do is look at the actual dashboard of this. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Site and Dashboard. And we'll just wait for this to load. It does take a little minute or two. Let's see. Okay, so there it is. And I'm going to run down through the Wix Editor X pricing plans. So as per usual, you would want to make sure you publish that site first, of course. You would want to then connect a domain. So the name of this site is Alloy Beauty. So we'll go ahead and see if there's anything for Alloy Beauty. We'll try .com first, see how we get on there. It'll probably be taken. Okay, we'll try .uk, which I am assuming. Okay, so that's available. So if that is available, you can go ahead and click on that. Same thing as last time. You can upgrade now, but I'm going to go ahead and show you quickly some of the pricing plans that they would have for this domain. Shouldn't be any different. So as I said there, it shouldn't be any different, and as it comes, so it's just pretty much dependent on the actual name of the brand. So this one's alloybeauty.co.uk, and it is £27 per year, or per 3 years. For per year, it's £10.39. So going back, if we go ahead and click on the upgrade now, we'll go through the pricing list of the premium plan. So comparison from this to the actual normal site, it is fairly expensive. So even with the website plan there, as you can see, instead of the £4, it is £15 a month, and that's for essential. And we don't even have a basic plan either. But it does guarantee that there's no Editor X branding or Wix branding at all, which is great. And it also offers a free 1-year subscription or 1 year free domain for your site. And as per usual, we have our storage space, and of course, the higher you go up with the upgrade or the plan, the higher you'll receive for the amount. So you would have some storage space. Of course, you'd have some video hours, lead capture forms, fields per form. And what's great about using Editor X is no matter what plan you choose, you've got a dedicated customer service. So you're pretty much priority for anything. Now, so we've seen the plans for the website. As I've said, it is fairly expensive compared to the normal editor. But what's different about Editor X is that it's a more complex site to be using. So you need to take a couple of factors into how you actually want to build your website. If you want more of a fluid design, if you really want something integrated or modern, then this would be the platform that you should be using, which is Editor X, rather than the normal editor. And it's just by looking at it as well on how they've used animation and how they've managed to build the entire website up. It is fairly cool. So just going along on how everything's laid out, and what's great about it is the toolbar already shows up as well. And then if you click on an area as well, it'll show you the layout and display. So how many columns are in this area, which is 3 columns it's saying, and then it's got 4 rows. And if you've noticed as well that the layout could be a 3x4 or other, that's not really as modifiable as it is in editor. So that's the only difference between this and that. As you can see, tell from columns, you would have to create a strip and then have that laid out. While as this one, it's a little bit more easy, and you can go ahead and do a 3x4. So, of course, you've got your button. Works the same way as well. You could link it through here. A little pop-up menu opens there, and then you could go ahead and direct it to a page that you want to, or a lightbox, or even have an SEO, advanced SEO settings there, which is pretty cool. So that's more of the factors of what you're going to be getting as to why it's a little bit more expensive in terms of the actual plan. It's more of the complexity of the site itself. So moving on, we'll check out the business and e-commerce plans. We'll see the details. So it's a pretty big jump just for an e-commerce site. We're looking nearly £20 a month just for the launch of the site. So let's have a look. It looks like you're still getting dedicated customer care. It's got secure online payments as what we'd like to see. We want to make sure that is ticked. That the plans and recurring payments, customer accounts, and a custom domain. Now, you can also choose whether if you're paying or not. You have the domain free for a year. No branding whatsoever between both sides, either Wix or EditorX. And we've got pretty high storage spaces along with video hours and lead capture forms, as you can see, just as normal. The only difference between these two, by the looks of it, is the actual customized reports. So as you can see, we've got a tick mark on that. The rest don't have it. So, realistically, in terms of everything, depending if your site is big or not, then you're best just sticking to the launch. But if it is a massive website, then of course you would want to go ahead and stick with the scale. And that is £150 per month. So that is already a pretty big number for your monthly. And I think that works out around £1,800. So if we go ahead and select that, you could see the plans that they have here. Say we do a yearly plan. Should work out around 1,800. So yes, that's 1,800 per site. And of course you've got 2 or 3 years here, so you're saving big money here. It is still fairly expensive, of course. So that's the only reason why I would lean more away from using EditorX, purely just for how much it costs. Because this is how much, £240 to run this per year. It's not too bad, especially if you're running, let's just say, if it is a monthly payment, so that's £24 for every month. That equates to about 288, so about £48 more, as it says. So hopefully that gives you an idea of EditorX as well on the pricing plans, and it's more whether this is suited for you or not, just depending on the complexity of the build and how you want to do it. So if you look at the two platforms now. Now what I want to show you is the actual pricing plans for whether if this is only if you don't have a logo or branding for your website. You can go ahead and end the video here. If you guys have any questions at all, leave them in the comment section below. But yes, so moving on. As I said here, we've got the Wix logo maker. So I'll go ahead and skip forward here. Okay, so now we're at the Wix logo maker. I'm going to go ahead and log in here. So of course, if you've got an account, you can go ahead and log in. So we've got some branding already from some of the clients that we've had for things to do in Belfast, Homeschooling UK, and Web Design Belfast, which is actually built on a EditorX platform. So now moving on, so what you would want to do is you would want to click on the new logo. Of course, we have to take into consideration as well for the designer if you are going to pick this. So you have two choices. I should have actually showed you this. So You could do the logo yourself, or you can hire a professional designer. Now, if you are hiring a professional designer, we'll look at through this first. So these are more complex complex ones. So these guys would be UI or UX designers, or graphic designers. And as you can see, you can have a look through some of the different, just the different ones that they have here or the different people that they have here for building your website, or just the logo designer, sorry. So this guy is starting at around £8. Some of these are starting around 30. So we'll go ahead and view the £30 one. We'll just have a look at some of the projects that they've created. So these are mainly some of the sites that they've built by the looks of things. So let's actually have a look at some of the featured. Okay. So you can hire someone here for building a website. So if you this is a great place as well. If you don't want to build your own website, you can go and do so here. As you can see, there's a couple more complex ones. This one's starting at 820. So they must be using a bit of the Editor X. Yes, by the looks of it, it is Editor X, which is understandable. And some Velo. Velo is a development tool used for coding. So they've got a lot there. So it's not surprising that it's £820 start. And there's one for 1600, as you can see. That's it live as well. So going back, if you go ahead and create a logo for yourself, and I'll show you some of the branding that they have on this. So I'll just say, you can add a tagline if you want to as well. Let's just say it's a videography. Okay, there you go, videographer. And then it'll ask you a couple of questions, whether you want to make it dynamic, modern, formal, timeless. There's a couple there that I've chose. And you could choose from here a couple of different options. You don't have to click yes. You could choose to not like either of them, like I did so there. And hopefully we'll be able to see the pricing plans of what they have for this. So of course there's a couple of different options there. That's actually a pretty cool one. So we'll skip all this. Okay, so once you've found the logo that you like, you go ahead and customize your logo, and then of course you customize it here. Different colors there, as you could see. So it's just up to yourselves and how you want to make it. So we'll click next. Now you can choose to get the logo or logo inside. So here's the pricing plans for the logo. Of course, generally what you would want to do is you would want to try to pick the advanced one, because you're going to get the, not only are you getting the rights, well, it's rights as well with this one, but there are resizable logo files, and you also have some social media logo files as well. So that'll help your site, especially if you want to push through with those. And it looks like for the standard logo, you got a couple of different colored ones within grayscale, and then here's one here that's resizable. And the reason why you would want resizable is because, of course, if you're going to be making some physical products, this is the way to do it. So we'll actually we'll check it out here. Okay, so if once you've selected on a plan, it's a one-time payment, so it's not like a monthly fee that you would have to go through or anything like that. And of course, once you're here, you would go ahead and submit purchase once you're happy enough. But another one as well is you can go for £6 a month, and this is paid within yearly. So this is a logo and a website, by the way. So there's a free domain with a Wix combo plan. One here with business cards, that's £10 a month. So these are mainly if you want to just continue having a website and stuff. That's just a logo. This is for good. You'll have this permanently. This is a monthly sort of fee. Of course, because you'll have a website. And then what's great about this is you'll get 250 business cards on that one by the looks of it. Okay. And on this one, for the £15 one, which is the deluxe, is you get priority customer support and you get a designer touch-up service. So that's a really cool thing to do. So make sure your logo looks perfect, professional, with the help of a Wix design expert. So that's pretty cool. And you can download a free sample. So that about wraps up the video. Hopefully this helped. If you guys have any questions at all, just leave them in the comments section below. And yes, I'll see you for the next one. Thank you very much.